Hey gang, it's me, it's Ola. I am coming at you from somewhere deep in the forest. Oh boy, bit of a workout. Only, what is it? It's 11 o'clock. Maybe 3.5, 4 hours. I joined my friend Joe and we hit a lake that I've never fished before, she has. And yeah, it wasn't my favorite lake. I got skunked. I got a skunkaroo zip zilch. I got one really good bite at the end as I was just about to come into the ramp. Small bass popped my fluke, but other than that I had two little bumps and I'm pretty sure they were crappie or bluegill. Not a typical bass hit. So yeah, I barely had any action. I covered 5 miles. I threw everything from chatterbait to spinnerbait to top waters, a whopper plopper, a popper, of course the tiny child, a fluke, different colored flukes, different colored tiny childs. Oh, it's starting to rain. We finished just in time. Hot dog. So I threw everything I had. Karashi, hybrid hunter. Anyway, this trip was more about, once again, getting those GoPros out there and seeing how they run. So I bumped my FPS down to 30 frames per second, from 60 to 30, but I kept the 4K, and those cameras did not heat up one bit. Of course, we had overcast and we had light wind, but there was no heat at all. I mean, I felt nothing. My batteries, the internal batteries, all stayed at 100% while being powered from the external battery. So that fixed that problem, that big power consumption. When you double the frame rate, it's a big draw. I don't think the slow motion would be great. If I had some slow motion on this one, I did not. But I'll keep it at 4K 30 for another trip so I can catch some fish and then see how the slow motion looks. Sure, it will be just mediocre until I get a battery that will keep up with the demand of that doubled frame rate. We'll keep it at 30. What didn't I like about this lake? Oh, there's a bee in here. I do not care for tea-stained, tannic water with light sandy bottom, and that's exactly what this was. And it was pretty low, so that didn't help matters. That meant all the docks were too high. They had water under them, but like a foot, if that. So the docks weren't really fishable. A couple of them, but I didn't get anything in the docks. I went to the far side thinking it might be the best option because it had a fantastic drop. From 1 foot up on that sandy, shallow water, it just plummeted into the dark tea-colored water. But I didn't get anything. But Miss Jo got a couple. She got one around 2 pounds and then a dinkarooski. Tough day for moi, and that's too bad because it was such great conditions. We had wind too. I don't understand the bite, but you know, hey, it happens. Now I'll go home, I'll dump this footage, take a look at it, see if I have any corrupted files. I don't think so. The only thing that messed up was at the end of the trip, when Joe and I met back up, my audio was not working on the chest cam on the DJI or the internal. The audio meters were just at 0 and they weren't moving. So I tried shutting it off. I rebooted the mic, nothing. I had to pull the battery out of the GoPro, put it back in, turn everything on, let it connect, and it was fine. So that one mishap. So if I don't have any corrupted files, that would be an awesome thing. I don't think I'm gonna fish tomorrow, maybe Thursday. We'll look at the weather and see what looks best. I'd like to up my score a little bit in the KBF Florida State Challenge. I got a tiniest upgrade yesterday, but I'm still like in 5th out of 7, something like that. So that's it for today's video, gang. If you're here for fishing footage, there's pretty much nothing to see. But if you're here to know how the GoPro Mission 1 performed, you can check that out right here. Good morning, folks. 6:19. Look at that gorgeous sunrise. Wowza. I'm out here, new location for me. I'm with my friend Joe and we're fishing a spot that I've never fished all these years. I'm gonna give it a try today, just because the lakes are so low and all my regular spots, they're just high and dry. It's crazy. So we're gonna try this new place. I didn't even do a whole lot of research on it just because I didn't have time. Wow, that is stunning. It's supposed to be mostly cloudy, windy, not really cool. It's gonna get to high 80s, 89, 90, but I won't be here that late. Let's do it, guys. Let's see if we can get on something in this new giant lake. It's pretty big. I'm gonna fish the perimeter as usual. I'm running the GoPro's 4K 30 Mario. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see if I can save a little power and bump down that heat that's generated. Other than that, everything's the same as my last video, which was yesterday. Oh my goodness, that sunrise is glorious. Look at it. Wow. Now, this is what I would consider low light, so we'll see how the GoPros look in 4K 30, pre-dawn, pre-sunrise. This is a very fishy looking place, but I don't know if the water quality is any good, or, you know, because some of these lakes are too acidic out here in the forest. You think they're great, but they're really acidic. Oh, I can't stop looking at the sunrise. Thank you, Jesus. All right. Nobody's active on that. Let's throw this Savage gear. Got a little breeze already. See that ripple on the water? Nice. I don't think I'm going to have a heat problem today. Not like yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely roasting. I thought there was another ramp. There's one right there. What are we in here? About 3 feet of water. I don't know if this lake is spring fed or not. Kind of seems like it is. I can't tell if the water's clear or if it's tannic. Something makes me think it's tannic, being that it's surrounded by all these trees, but we'll see. We'll see when it gets light out. Can't believe that rainbow. We've got a double now. Double trouble. I'm seeing some fish jump, but can't tell if they're bass or crappie or what. Move through this shallow here. This is a gorgeous lake. You know me, I go through my gambit of baits right off the bat, see what's hitting and what's not hitting. How does the low light look? It's probably still decent, because when I look through the viewfinder, it looks like broad daylight out here. So I looked up that print that I saw in the sand yesterday that I thought might have been a big cat. It was a black bear, and it was pretty fresh. Water temp is 82. It's been about that same temperature everywhere I've fished. This is some pretty thick woods around this lake. That's why sometimes there's bad people hanging out. Got some thin cloud layer right now. I hope it builds up. It's supposed to get rain, but we'll see. There's not a lot of development on this end of this lake. If we don't have much action up here, you can go the other direction and fish docks. There's maybe, I don't know, a few dozen. No takers, nothing. Not a zip. Let's get the popper in there. See if anybody's in and around these pad clusters that wants to play. Listen to that, you don't hear nothing. You hear absolutely nothing. No takers on the popper there. Let's throw this again. Look at that, it's just so fishy. We're in a major feed. We've been in it for an hour. We've got an hour left. There's not much wind up in this northern end. It's kind of protected. Nice cloud cover today. When I get into some deeper, I might put the spinner bait on. All these little hidey holes right in here. Might be creeks, or it's nice and cool this morning. 69 degrees or so. All right, there's a nice piece of wood right there. All this wood. Okay. Let's go back with the fluke up here by this wood. Something I won't get too hung up with. It's 3.5 feet deep right here. I can hear all the creatures in there. Holy smokes, I'd love to have that. What a house, what a house. Look at their nice plank, their walkway with the dock, boat dock. I'm not even getting much. I had one little dink under the first dock, but other than that, I haven't even had a bite. By had a dink, I mean I had a peck. Yeah, nice house right there. Hooty-hoo. Looks like it's a winter home. They have all the shutters pulled. Oh, there was a bite. I mean a little tiny peck. It didn't feel like a bass. That felt like a bluegill. Oop. I have not found the fish. I'm going to put a tiny child back on in this grass, right on this edge. But I don't like that Duo Realis worm. Let's see what's in here. Ah, almost lost a bait down my scupper hole. Let's see here. I have these little Zoom. Let's go with the Country Boy baits. Yeah, that's a good size weight for this deep water. It's been pretty slow. Oh my goodness. Morning Dawn with ruby slipper colored powder coat on a 1/16 ounce half moon. I'm not going to go off in this ear. I'm going to cut across the lake here. It's probably a mile across. And I'll go hit up the docks. There's a lot more docks on that side. Unbelievably dead. We're rated at a 7.5 on the bass forecast scale. And it's a shame they're not biting because this weather's great. I mean, I don't get many days like this where it's socked in all day long. Just doesn't happen. All right, let's cut across. I'll track and see how far of a pedal this is, but I think it's a good mile. I don't think she came over this side. All right, we're at 2.1 right here. We'll see what I am when I get to the other side. 2.1. Got a better breeze going this way. I'll watch the graph too and see if I see anything that looks like it's holding fish. Well, I'm on the other side now. I underestimated it. It was actually 1.25 miles. Long, slow paddle. Wind's picking up. It's out of the northeast, so I won't have to really battle it too hard. I go north from here. Fish these docks as I head back to the launch. It is 8:21. Really, I haven't found the fish. I had 2 pecks. Little pecks that weren't bass. They felt more like a bluegill or something. So let's hope these docks have 1 or 2 under them. So far we have a skunk on the boat. But it's a beautiful day. Hey, hey. And the GoPros, they haven't shut off. Though somehow my beeps got turned off on that camera and they got put to low on this camera. So, little weird anomalies, but the 30 frames per second, there's absolutely no heat at all. Which, that may be how we shoot for a while. Wow, I can see where the deep water stops. Oh, it goes from that tannic to white sand underneath. You can definitely see the rise to the shallow water, and all the docks are super shallow. So I guess I'm going to fish this edge, this drop off, because the docks aren't going to be productive. I mean, you can probably see that from here. Let me stand up. See that where it goes from brown to tan? We'll fish the brown water and try to stay on this side of it. Let's see if the tiny child wants to catch anything. We're in 12 feet of water right here. Man, the fish are just, I don't know where they're at. I mean, it's a big lake, but it's a big bowl. Yeah, none of these docks are going to be in deep water. That's a shame. They're in about maybe 2 feet of water or 1 foot. I'll just hug this drop off and make my way back up. Oh, I think I see Jo. She's all the way up north. She's probably by the launch. She looks like she's a little bit north of it. This wind is going to push me onto that shelf there. Oh, you scared me, little otter. Little otter scared me. He was watching me. He was peeping. It is so dead. Deader than a doornail. Where is Miss Jo? Hi, Peanut. Nice hibiscus. I like the wild ones. Some, are they red? Reddish orange hibiscus. They always remind me of my brethren. Where is she? Uh-oh, there's somebody up here. Somebody's here. I hope my truck's in one piece. No. Let's get out this side.